Hello my friend, are you ready for Bundesliga Matchday 24? Then let's go. Before we start, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to this channel that you don't miss any of my picks. Thanks for your support, buddy. Welcome back. I've been to holiday. It's called Partnachklamm. It's in southern Germany. Highly recommended. You should visit it if you have the chance for it. And I'm just 1 week in the holiday, and what happened to Oddspedia, the biggest YouTube channel in sports betting in Europe, doesn't make YouTube videos anymore due to technical issues. I think they are banned on YouTube because of bad tips maybe. So unfortunately no Ronan bashing anymore, and we concentrate on our own picks now. And the first game is Freiburg versus Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is the favorite, odds of 1.5. And I think this is really interesting as Freiburg has a bit of a bad streak. They only had one single point out of their last 5 Bundesliga games, and this was a 3-3 versus Frankfurt at home. To be honest, Bayern Munich had also some troubles, but they were able to beat Leipzig in the last match day, and that's why I think they gonna win this game at Freiburg also. The odds of 1.5 for me personally are too bad. I won't bet on this bad odds, but I would say Bayern Munich should make it clear, and I prefer the Asian Handicap -1 here, not the -1.25. The Asian Handicap -1 is that you get back the money if the Bayern team only wins with 1 goal, and you win the bet completely if they win with 2 goals, and the odds are slightly bad, so I think a 1.9 you should get for it. On Saturday we have Heidenheim hosting Frankfurt. Both have odds around 2.5. That's a betting case I like very much and I'm looking for, because if you have balanced odds, you hardly can't lose in the long run if you bet with the best odds and the best bookies, and that's why it's easy to bet on the home team in this situation, because Heidenheim has a really good home record. Frankfurt has some problems recently, and the odds on Heidenheim are higher. But doing this, we don't have to bet on a winner, because the odds on 3 ways are so high that we also get really attractive odds on draw no bet on the home team with 2.0, and I think that's a fair amount of money to support a really good home team with a good streak. Indeed, Heidenheim only lost a single game out of their last 10 Bundesliga games, and this was a very close one, 1-2 against the unbeaten leader Leverkusen. So Heidenheim should be able to keep at least 1 point at home against Frankfurt, and if their streak ends, so that happens all the time, but we only can bet on the informations we had in the past, and so I would say it's worth to try because the odds are good. Union Berlin versus Borussia Dortmund, and Borussia Dortmund had also a streak, but not a good one. They lost at home against Hoffenheim, and it was another disappointing match of Borussia Dortmund, only winning 1 of their last 5 games. And for me, I think this is kind of a crisis and not worth considering the 2.0 odds on Dortmund in this situation. But should we bet on the other side at Union Berlin? I'm not really happy with that. I like that Union Berlin stepped up and didn't lose one of their last 4 games, and also had some winnings, but you have to look closer at the results. That was not really impressive what they did, and they also had to play not the best teams in the league, and so Dortmund should be a harder opponent. But anyway, betting on Dortmund no option, betting on Union Berlin no option. What can we do? First one, not to bet if you can't find reasonable bet, or have a look at the draw, as this game seems like a draw for me. You get really high odds on a draw. That's the beauty of it. 3.5 for it. But to be honest, I don't like it here. Mainz versus Gladbach. And this is completely nuts. I tell you why. 1.9 home winning odds for a team like Mainz. Because they only had 2 winnings in the season so far in 23 games. Betting on a Mainz team as a favorite is completely out of any reasonable arguments. And yeah, no matter who the opponent is, I think Mainz is never gonna be the favorite in this year. And I would say the 3.7 on Mönchengladbach is just pure value. We can also injure a possible draw. Every game has a possible chance for a draw, no matter how big the favorite is and how small the underdog seems. In reality, the draw is always in football present. So I went to profitable to be a profitable bettor after injuring all draw bets, and yeah, so I lose less and win more, obviously, with draw no bets. In odds of 2.75 for Borussia Mönchengladbach is really awesome. So we even don't have to win this bet because the odds are so good, and in the long run, if we find good odds like this, value pays off, the expected value pays off, and we have to be patient with it. And I'm really confident that this is a really good bet. And yeah, if it is a loser, so I also don't care about it because it's just 1% of my bankroll on it, as every other bet, and you shouldn't overbet a game, and every bet is just 1%, and so you don't care about winning or losing a single game. And in the long run, if you're doing a good job, you end up with profit. And if you care too much about the single game, then you obviously bet too much, and you should lower your betting amount and rearrange your system. Darmstadt hosting Augsburg. The last in the standings with odds beyond 3 is way too low. Backing up Augsburg at the moment is also not a thing I like to do, because they had some to be honest, only one bad game, losing at Mainz. The other games were really good, winning against Freiburg, collecting a point versus Leipzig, but most of their points come from games at home. Winning at Gladbach also is a great achievement for Augsburg. So I really think it that Augsburg should also be able to win this game, and the odds of 2.4 might be good enough. But as I said before, a draw is always possible in this game, also very likely, as Darmstadt is a not that bad team as they might seem playing at home. They were really close to a lot of points and wins in their last games, so from time to time they should win a game, and at least they don't have to lose in this game at home. And that's why I really think the 1.7 for Augsburg is too low for me to risk money on it. If it would be about 1.9, 2.0, I would say yes, we can risk it. In this situation, the odds are too bad for me, and that's why I like to ignore games like that instead of putting too much money in the market. Bochum versus Leipzig, what do you see here? A favorite with 1.6, Leipzig playing away. The problem here is that Bochum is a really good home team. Only one loss at home, even beating Bayern Munich some match days ago. 2 match days ago, and then going to Gladbach, losing. But have a look at their home games. They were able to beat Bayern Munich and Stuttgart, the number 2 and the number 3 in the standings. Both teams are better than Leipzig. So now Leipzig is coming to Bochum. What can we expect? Leipzig, number 6 in the away standings, only winning 4 out of their 11 away games with a negative goal record. Do you want to put money on Leipzig just to win 60% of your money and lose 100% if they have also trouble at Bochum like Bayern and Stuttgart had? I think these odds are very, very bad, and I don't consider betting on Leipzig. But betting not on one team doesn't mean you have to bet on the other side. So no matter how good the streak of Bochum is, if you compare their squad and their players with Leipzig, you end up in 99% of the situations that you think, yeah, of course Leipzig has the better team, they should win this game. So the reason not betting on Leipzig is that Bochum has a good record, Leipzig is bad away, and they have bad odds. The not betting against Leipzig is that their team is way better, so we have a no bet here. But just to tell you that a bet on a favorite like Leipzig with 1.6 here is not a wise decision. No matter what the outcome is, you always have to consider this before the game, and after the game it's easy to tell what the right decision would be. So mostly the right decision is just not to bet. And the next one, Wolfsburg versus Stuttgart, also different one because Wolfsburg has a horrible run. It continues that they can't win games, and now their last win was in December. Since then they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 winless games in the Bundesliga, and now they are hosting another top team with VfB Stuttgart, number 3 in the standings. But the other side of the truth is that Wolfsburg only lost a single game in this year so far, and after 6 draws here against good teams like Dortmund and Frankfurt as well, they should also be able to make a draw at home against Stuttgart, because Stuttgart had some trouble playing away, losing at Mönchengladbach. We cannot see it here, okay, I'm sorry. But here, losing against Mönchengladbach, losing at Bochum, and losing at Leverkusen in the cup. Okay, you can do that, but also their win against the last Darmstadt at Darmstadt was not very impressive. So it's not very common that the odds of 2.15 on Stuttgart are realistic. Also, we know Wolfsburg is not able to win games. I don't want to bet on Wolfsburg at all, but I also don't want to bet on Stuttgart. Saving money again, not betting, and same thing here. Why? Because Leverkusen has very low odds and they are unbeaten at this stage of the season. That's a Bundesliga record, I think. Only Pep Guardiola's Bayern Munich in 2000 and I don't know, were unbeaten till game day number 27 or something like that. But yeah, sooner or later Leverkusen will lose, and why not in a game like that with high emotional Cologne team, which managed to get up and collect some points. They don't score a lot of goals, but they made the best out of their situation, collecting a point versus Heidenheim and Wolfsburg. Okay, all teams way above them. And also on the last match day at Stuttgart, they made a good game and had a point there. So I would say it would be a close game, not worth betting on the low odd favorite Leverkusen here, and same thing, not worth betting on a team in the minor stage of the standings. And the last one, we can think about a bet on Werder Bremen, as Werder Bremen stepped up in the standings to position number 8. And if you only consider the last 10 Bundesliga games, Werder Bremen is number 3 in the last 10 games, and only Leverkusen and I think Dortmund or Stuttgart collected more points in this period. And now playing against Hoffenheim, which had a very bad streak but still is number 7 after not winning about 10 games. And now they had a very surprising away win against Dortmund. So should they continue at home winning games? Not necessarily, but I think a draw is likely here. 3.8 for a draw in this game on Sunday evening. Would I bet on it? Again, no, because I don't have to. So let's have a look at my account on this Matchday 24. And I'm going high with my Eckers. I bet on Asian Handicap 0 on Gladbach, Augsburg and Heidenheim with odds of 9.6. If they all win, we win 9.6 units for our 1 unit bet. And the second one, the risk here, slightly riskier because they have to win with 2 goals in advantage. And then we get 6.8 for Gladbach, Asian Handicap -1 at Mainz, Augsburg at Darmstadt and Heidenheim at home versus Frankfurt. All together 121. I think these odds are good. Show me your thumb if you want to win this weekend, and have a good one. Goodbye. Before we start, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to this channel that you don't miss any of my picks. Thanks for your support, buddy.